An area that I'm trying to work on lately has been finishing off the detail at the top of these large arches. What I've got to do is I've got to cut some mat board so that when I'm done, it will look like what I have here on the one that says Lackawanna Railroad. To do that, this first one was done where I've just made a trammel and using a single edge razor blade cut these pieces to fit. That takes a lot of time. So what I'm trying to do is try to come up with something that's going to be a lot quicker and easier to get that done. To make those detailed pieces, what I've done is I've created a trammel setup for my little trim router. Took the base plate off, and this is from a previous cut leftover. But what I did is I took this off. I got an 1/8 inch router bit in here, and I had to figure out how wide to make it. And those I went from the dimensions from previous and created some stops. The first time I did it wrong. It didn't compensate for that 1/8 inch. I did compensate, but I compensated on the wrong side. These are the correct ones. So I got to go 15 and 5/16 to the inside, or to the top of the curve. And I'm making them 1/2 inch wide, so I have to go subtract a 1/2 inch plus the 1/8 inch. So I have to subtract 5/8 of an inch from that on the other side. And then I got to make another piece that will be 1/4 inch wide, which is the 3/8 of an inch from this side. In order to prepare for it, I needed to know what the width was, which was just a matter of taking a tape measure over there, and it turned out to be 25 3/4 inches across from one false work to the other. Here I've got a sacrificial piece of that MDF left over from making the bridge, and I found the center. Used the same drill bit that I drilled the hole for that. Just marked the center, and when I put them together, I just put that in place. And now what I'll have to do is I have to take and move my mat board down to get ready for the next cut. My next step is to bring this piece of mat board down to, well, I'm going to go by the little cut that was in there so I can get ready and get the smaller radius cut. To do that, what I have to do is make sure the factory edge, after I cut it, I'm going to go by the factory edge, is square to my table, and it's set at the 0. From there, I clamp it, and I also clamp one on the other side. Now it's a matter of taking that same drill bit that I drilled the holes, I turned it upside down so I got the just the shank part of the drill bit, and I'm going to set this up and line it up into the hole and bring it around the corner. I kind of hold the drill bit to make sure it's not going to go anywhere, and then we go ahead and cut. This piece is just a piece of scrap and it gets tossed. Now I'm set up to make the top cut, and everything goes well. It should leave me the 1/2 inch piece that I need. And there I have the piece that I need. It's fuzzy, which will mean I'll have to clean it all up. The best way I've been finding to clean it up is using a mill file and my handheld seamers. Because this piece is so delicate, and you can see that it is kind of flopping in the breeze over there, to do the cuts that I need, I use the handheld seamers to just kind of hold in place and give me a little bit of a straight edge to work with. All right, with this held in place, what I'm using is the file just to shear off the fuzzies. Get so far, and I just move it down. And continue on. It may seem like it's a kind of a long drawn out process, but overall this is a whole lot faster than trying to use a single edge razor blade as a trammel, and I think I get a lot better results with this. And after a few minutes of cleaning up with the file and getting rid of the burrs and fuzzies and everything else, this is the piece I'm left with. And this is what will be applied to the top of the big arch of the bridge. And from here, what I do is I just I'll fit it in place right to the very top. And what I have to do is I'll fit it when I have both hands free. It may need a little bit of trimming on either end. And once I put it on, I use the water thin CA adhesive, and this is what the first pass will look like after it's all glued into place.